Welcome to the Tango Cafe podcast, the podcast for all the curious and passionate about tango that explores the history of tango, but also tango as a metaphor for life and relationships. Today, we're stepping onto the floor of the milonga to talk about something that lives inside every single one of us, the ego. It's that powerful, powerful force that can either fuel our learning or, well, become the biggest obstacle to our connection. So let's just get right to the heart of it. What really happens when your pride, your sense of self, starts to lead the dance? You know, when it leads more than your technique, more than your partner, more than that beautiful connection inside the abrazo. It's a question every tanguero and every tanguera has to face at some point, whether you're just starting out or you've been dancing for decades. You know, to really understand this phenomenon, it helps to give it a name. Let's think of it as a diagnosis, a condition that many of us have probably seen out there on the dance floor and maybe even experienced ourselves. Let's call it dancer ego syndrome. So, what exactly is this dancer ego syndrome, or DES? Now, let's be clear. This isn't about having healthy confidence. That's absolutely essential. This is about when that confidence inflates, and it inflates faster than your actual skill and your awareness. It's that tipping point where the ego overtakes your growth. And when that happens, it can subtly poison not just your own progress, but the whole feeling on the dance floor for everyone around you. Okay, so who is susceptible to this? I mean, who's really at risk? The truth is, anyone can be. But, like any condition, there are certain factors that can put you at a higher risk. So let's take a look at some of the warning signs, see if this is something you should maybe be paying a little closer attention to in your own dance journey. Now, if you look at this profile, it's actually pretty interesting. It's often not the absolute beginners who are most at risk. It's dancers who have a year or more of experience. You know, the ones who start to get popular at the milonga, the ones who are constantly told they're a natural or that they're fast learners. The danger really creeps in when you stop taking regular classes, or maybe you start relying a little too heavily on online videos without that crucial in-person feedback. It's right when we start to feel comfortable that the risk truly emerges. And here are the behaviors, the actual symptoms you can see. Have you ever had a difficult tanda and your immediate thought is, ugh, it's my partner? Or maybe you find yourself in a practicum mentally correcting everyone else in the room. Perhaps you've seen someone trying to teach these complex figures without having a really deep understanding of the fundamentals. These are all classic signs that the ego is in the driver's seat, not the music, and certainly not the connection. All right, so we've diagnosed the problem, we've looked at the signs, but what's the treatment? Well, the good news is there is a path forward, and it's all about actively, consciously choosing humility and committing to the idea of perpetual growth. This is really the roadmap back to a healthy dance life. First, never ever be too good for a fundamentals class. The basics are everything. Second, when you're in a class, focus entirely on yourself, on your own experience, not on your partner's perceived mistakes. Third, seek out truly honest feedback from professionals, not just nice compliments from your friends. Fourth, learn to actually embrace constructive critique. And number 5, and this one is so crucial, always remember that every single person in that room on that dance floor has inherent value no matter what their dance level is. This quote, wow. It just perfectly captures the shift in mindset that is so necessary. Instead of blaming a student or a partner for not understanding, this perspective, it takes full responsibility. It says that my communication, my lead, my connection within the embrace, it's all part of a two-way conversation. An attitude like that is the ultimate antidote to ego. Okay, let's zoom out for a second. Because managing the ego, this isn't just about becoming a better dancer technically. It's about preserving the profound human connection that is the very soul of tango. It's about remembering why we all came to this dance in the first place. This is such a powerful contrast to keep in mind. On the dance floor, we get these labels slapped on us, right? Beginner, intermediate, milonguero. But these are just temporary, incomplete identities. That beginner you might feel a little impatient with, they could be a life-saving doctor. That intermediate follower could be a concert violinist. We are all complex, multifaceted human beings, and our dance level is just one tiny facet of who we are. And this really gets to the heart of the matter. Your value on the dance floor isn't defined by executing a perfect staccato. It's about remembering that we are all there to share a human connection. And that's where the real magic, the real beauty of the dance is found. So that brings us to our final thought. When we strip away the ego, when we get rid of the ambition for flashy steps and all the labels we give each other, what are we left with? What is the true soul of our dance? So I'll leave you with this question to carry with you to your next practica, to your next milonga. At the end of the night, what do you want to be remembered for? Your flawless technique or the wonderful feeling of connection you shared with your partners? What truly defines your dance? Your skill or your connection? We look forward to seeing you at the next Tango Cafe event to sip some pills of passion together because la vida es una milonga y hay que saberla bailar.